I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
Steer from the 3. Streaks across the 30. He might be gone.
It's up. Gaston to the right. Oh,
they got blockers. They got blockers. They've got a lane.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Darrell Langham with the grab.
Stars intercepted. Look out. Trajan Bandy, the true freshman. We got the truth again.
Because when the U is on and the U brings it, there's nothing like it. We got to get this. And it's going to take everybody.
What's up, Canes fam? Welcome to the Miami Knights podcast. And this is a special podcast because it's official breaking news. The Miami Hurricanes may not be cursed. I've said it all season. I've seen the past few weeks and how they've been, rolling out and the teams that have won, the teams that have lost, and it's all looked back bad for the Canes. But something beautiful happened at about, when did that start today? 1 or noon?
It started at noon.
Took us till 1?
Yeah.
They really drew this thing out. Yeah. Something beautiful happened in that strange studio with that strange athletic director from Arkansas. And the Miami Hurricanes are in the college football playoff for the first time in program history. Not only in the college football playoffs, but ousting the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in beautiful fashion. Do I agree with it? With Miami in? Absolutely. With Bama in and Notre Dame out, we'll talk about it. But I'm not upset about it that Notre Dame is kicked out. Now looking back at the beginning of the season, what a meaningful game that was, 27-24, head-to-head. That's the new breaking news as well. Head-to-head officially matters. Kurt, how are we feeling?
I mean, just absolutely delirious. I can't. I genuinely was shocked, and I still am shocked that we got in. It was not a bit. I did not think that there was any chance that we were getting into this thing. I didn't think it would happen. I don't think I've been this shocked since the Clemson game.
Yeah.
When in 2023.
Yeah.
Honestly, just genuinely, things don't go Miami's way, and I think that we've kind of accepted that. And you alluded to it in your open. There were 50 things that could have helped us in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I don't think a single thing happened.
This could have been handled weeks ago if Bama beats Oklahoma, if LSU beats Oklahoma. There's so many things that could have just went our way, and literally none of them did. Ole Miss maybe drop a game. It just never
lost to Washington State.
Even you look at Texas A&M, if that South Carolina comeback didn't happen, who knows?
Yep.
But all those things went against the Canes. Yeah. Oh, I was with you.
We were selected.
Yes.
I mean, that's just what blows. Is we were actually chosen.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. But this is obviously this is a historic bracket. And I listened to a little bit of the show. I was working today, and
I should have been studying, but I had it on a little bit, but I had to turn it off. But nothing could stop me from watching this thing. Yeah,
I like Brad Nessler said. We're going to look back at this bracket, this unveiling, and this formulation, this rendition of the college football playoff forever. Because of how things shook out, and it's just, I'm speechless.
No,
I really am. I can't believe it.
Mackenzie was in the living room, and I'm in here, and I'm watching, and obviously when Alabama hit 9, that's when I got goosebumps. I'm like, wait a second, because everyone, every rational person was thinking, Notre Dame would be 9, Alabama 10, and Not
that they
rational,
were
not
gonna
only
middle
rational
us.
people, but that was what we expected, right? That's what
Yeah.
the odds were saying. I mean, I was watching FanDuel before, and we're dropping like we've dropped like flies. There was like a leak before of that FanDuel dropped of the actual playoff that had Notre Dame at 9, Alabama at 10. So the odds were going down for the Canes. I was feeling so low, but I was like, I just have to watch. I have to see it with my own eyes that they're going to actually leave Miami out. When I saw Alabama at 9 and that orange and green popped up at 10, oh my gosh, I screamed. I ran outside. It's just, I mean, I don't know about you, but I would probably, in like my conscious lifetime, rank that as one of the greatest feelings as a Canes fan that I've had. Maybe, honestly, Daryl Langham against FSU, just after it had been 7 years since we hadn't won a game against them. But it's definitely up there.
It is. That's what I'm saying. That reaction, the astonishment and joy was just
pure joy.
It was. I don't know when I saw Alabama 9. I guess I just, because that was the talk all week, is that they were going to middle, or all week, all the past 24 hours. That they were essentially going to middle us.
Yeah.
And that this whole Notre Dame thing from last week was actually like a setup from like a Quentin Tarantino movie or something, like
it felt
we didn't even see it coming.
Yeah.
But it was there all along. They planned it so when Alabama lost, they could drop them back only one spot.
Right.
And it's just the craziest thing about today is that there's so much that I still disagree with. And I still think the committee did a really pathetic job most of the season explaining their process, leading teams on. I think Notre Dame got screwed. I just don't think it had to be at our expense. But at the end of the day, there's no explanation. Alabama was horrendous, and they have been horrendous for 3 weeks, and they don't move.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was to our benefit is like, we get to go play a football game. I mean,
oh my
and so
gosh.
it's like,
I just got goosebumps again. On the flip side, you do have the first team out, Notre Dame. I've got a little snippet from a Notre Dame podcast with their reaction of it, and we'll play right here. Excuse the profanity. This is not safe for work, but that was beautiful. And I don't like, I'm usually like a big like hate watcher or like love going on other people's boards. It was nice to go look at the Notre Dame boards because like they were so confident, but like deservedly so, kind of to your point, like the odds had them at like 95%. And they've done enough to be deserving of a playoff spot, but the problem was there's multiple other teams. And when the Alabama thing, this playoff like layout wasn't even in my like radar.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking 100% they have to move Alabama to 10 or out. And those are the only two options, but keeping them at 9 was just not it was not in my mind that was going to be an option.
This had to be the most random or uncommon 1 through 12. Maybe I think you had more eyes on the All-State playoff predictor than Joe and I did.
That ridiculous. Yeah. What even is it? Like they had us at 10% for the longest time. Then it moved up to 22%. But still, it's like, what are they even basing any of this off of? Heather Dinich?
Bizarre. I mean, yeah. I mean, the way that this weekend, this is, again, I have a lot of, I think that there's a lot wrong with college football, but we're just riding the high of like, again, it's like, it worked out for Miami this year.
Right.
And I think that it should, I still, to be clear, is that I do think that we were deserving and I do think that it should have. And that's I want to make sure that it's like what a validation for Mario Cristobal.
Oh.
We've been talking about this all year on this podcast.
Lifetime contract, Kurt. You
Lifetime
deserve this.
lifetime contract. The guy, he's not going anywhere.
No.
But you could see it from week one against, ironically, obviously Notre Dame.
Yeah.
All the way through the season that this roster, top to bottom, as the season went on, the depth. You think about the fact that this guy has not been afraid. How many coordinators have we gone through?
Yeah.
Since he was hired, 6,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 5 or 6.
And finally, I found consistency the past couple of years.
Yeah.
But a new DC this year.
It's just, I mean, what a validation for Mario, and he's had to deal with all of the narratives. We went through the quarterback, the
quarterback killer Mario.
the
I forgot
quarterback
about that.
killer
Yeah.
Mario stage at the beginning.
Then he
And
came
then
with
we
the
went
big
through
game.
the game manager, or the game blowing stage
Yeah.
for Mario. And this is just like a culmination, and just what a validation of what he's done here. And
100%.
obviously this is just hopefully just the start. And I hopefully that we go out on the field and we really prove it and kind of stick it to everyone. 'Cause people aren't going to be rooting for us. I think that's for sure.
Miami, I feel like they've turned into this like interesting program where it's nothing like it was in the 80s where we were just like this, like, we were the bad boys of college football. And if you weren't a Miami fan, you probably didn't like us. I think I think there is kind of an underdog mentality with some people in the country when looking at us, but also we're the quickest to for people to put down. Like they're looking for us to make the mistake. Yep. It is very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see kind of the national response. I don't think, and to your point of Miami deserving it, I don't think anyone doubts Miami deserves it. Like you saw a quick like media, change this past Saturday, or I guess that was yesterday, talking about that Miami probably deserves this to be in. And that's why it was always so maddening to argue this whole thing, because they weren't honoring this head-to-head. They were like, we if you're going to put Notre Dame in, you have to put Miami in at the same record. It simply doesn't make sense. I was going to sleep better at night if neither Miami or Notre Dame made it in. But it was going to be if Notre Dame made it in, Miami didn't. It was never going to sit right with me. So I do think there's a ton wrong with college football, and this part kind of went in Miami's favor, but there's a ton this year that didn't. Frankly, Miami should have just been able to handle their business in their own conference, but we have a ridiculous conference. Shout out to Manny Diaz, ACC champion, that even though the conference or the college football playoff committee denied today when they were asked, did Duke beating Virginia have any hand in you guys deciding to put Miami in? He said no. You gotta think it maybe did, because if you have Virginia in there as well, do they put Miami in? Maybe they do. Maybe they had their mind up about it, but couldn't hurt our case. What ridiculous 7-5 Duke team winning the ACC though.
I mean, I told you guys, yeah. I mean, personally, I don't think that I believe him. I don't think that game mattered, but whether it did or not, the absurdity of that's everyone's anger, including Notre Dame's. Yeah. Notre Dame's anger, BYU's anger. Who else is mad? Everyone's mad. Okay, it's like
Texas and Vanderbilt are somehow mad.
Texas and Vanderbilt. Okay, directed at the Atlantic Coast Conference
100%
commissioner's desk.
Yeah,
what? I mean,
they did. They are truly the mastermind behind this horrible.
That's it.
Because Miami wouldn't have taken up one of those spots.
Yeah. Exactly. If we play in the game, there's Tulane or JMU are out.
Yeah.
And we don't have to do this. We don't have to entertain this absurdity. It's just that's to me what is unforgettable about this season is that I think I sent out the tweet from the account earlier. I was riding around the golf course. I'm just thinking about the ACC, and I'm like, it moving forward. I think the so Clemson and Florida State tried to ignite this fire 2 years ago, right? And trying to bring about this major change to the conference and the monies that were coming in, and they've tried to leave, they've threatened to leave, and it didn't get the legs.
FSU hasn't won an away game since.
It just so happens that both those teams have absolutely fallen off a cliff.
Yeah.
So they've lost their pull. But to me, this threatens the future of the Atlantic Coast Conference. I don't think that that's a far-fetched or dramatic. I think genuinely in the Miami, listen, we celebrate, but if you're Dan Radakovich, I think you're still thinking like, we've got a major problem
100%.
with our conference in the way that it's structured. And it's kind of like one of those, I just think it's going to start to sour, and it's going to go bad pretty quickly.
100%. Yeah. I mean, if it's not for Notre Dame, there is no ACC team in, because Miami doesn't have that to rely on their record. So it's all a trickle-down effect. The ACC just found the worst way to deal with like these big conferences. But like, I mean, it stems from Texas wanting to go to the SEC and then bringing Oklahoma along with them, and then forming that mega conference that the Big Ten felt the pressure, adds USC, adds Oregon, adds UCLA. Like these mega conferences were built. ACC followed suit in a horrible way, adding Cal, Stanford, even though, and SMU, like SMU's done some good stuff, but just like the logistics of it all don't make sense, having the Atlantic Coastal Conference on the Pacific Ocean. And so, yeah, the tiebreakers truly did kind of make this all a mess. And they need to figure it out. The whole country needs to figure it out. Like, we're maybe in one of the last years. Like, it's coming. I don't think I don't think a 16-team playoff fixes this, because we're just gonna have the same issues. Like, we're always gonna be arguing. We're just gonna be arguing for 16, 17, if that's the case. So I don't think that's the answer. We just got to get these conferences under control. And I don't know about you, but I don't even understand the argument for. Like, are you a Notre Dame should join a conference type guy? Or I've never truly actually had an opinion about that, but that seems to be the sentiment around the country, making fun of Notre Dame today.
I know. I will say the second half of that is, I understand that. My thoughts on conferences is I think of it kind of like where we're at with streaming on our televisions now. And it's like, one of these days, someone's going to come up with a brilliant idea where all of the streaming, all of the channels are all in one place, and they'll call it cable. Yeah. Right? It's like college football. Someone's going to have this brilliant idea where it's like, why don't teams play schools who like regional rivalries? Yeah. Why doesn't Florida State, Miami, UCF, Georgia Tech, why don't they? It's like, we're overthinking. It's sitting right in front of you. Yeah. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be this way. Miami doesn't have to go play Cal. Florida State doesn't have to go play Stanford. Yeah. This is ridiculous. It's been overthought. Yeah. And obviously the money is involved, but it's just so stupid. And someone's going to have this brilliant idea of like, college football is a regional sport. It always has been. Always has been.
Yeah. Yeah, and what if we broke up the ACC into two divisions?
Yeah.
And like, because that's also, it made me sick watching like Duke and Virginia, and I'm cheering for Duke, and it feels weird. And my God,
I did not watch that game.
Manny,
true. I didn't watch a second.
Almost, it was one of the biggest blunders I've almost seen. Like, under 2 minutes with 2 timeouts, and Virginia gets the ball back. And Duke didn't, or they didn't have to use any of their timeouts. They had a penalty to stop the clock, and then their guy runs out of bounds. Maybe they used one of the timeouts. So just an all time, and then they go down the field, score overtime. But Manny figured it out. But I'm watching this, and it's just making me sick, because I'm like, Miami didn't even get to play either of these teams.
Yeah.
And even like when it comes to the tiebreaker, like I think it should be highest rank. Like that's how these teams should what they should do to protect the whole college football playoff aspect of it. But even then, it's like you had Georgia Tech in that same tiebreaker who had a win over Duke or Virginia. He had a win over one of them. So whatever.
Over Duke,
but,
I think they lost to Virginia.
Nevertheless, Miami is in. And they're in at large. I mean, we knew the odds for a long time now that their odds for the college football playoff were much better than the ACC. But my God, those odds were so low this year. I don't know if I trust any sports betting when it comes to like playoff predictions ever again. Congrats to all you Canes fans out there that bet on the Canes because you guys got a decent payday off of that one. But your Canes take on Texas A&M. At College Station, December 20th, a nooner. Not upset about that, College Station. I mean, that program is just as hungry as we are for a playoff run. It kind of feels poetic a little bit. You had 2022 Mario Cristobal's first season as Miami's head coach, and we were just a bad team. I think it was 17-9 was the score. Just an ugly game. My God, I was working a wedding that day. I remember I had too much to drink the night before, and I was a horrible wedding that I had to work the next day. And then Miami lost. It was a long, long day. And so I remember that.
I'm pretty sure a young Brashard Smith dropped a pass on 4th down.
Oh, that checks out. You know what the beautiful thing is, though? You know who our linebacker is in that game? It's Wesley Bissainthe.
Oh, yeah.
And he's now seen this program just take a full circle, and he is now in a college football playoff game at College Station. Back in 2022, he was a highly touted recruit, was wanted by all the Florida schools, and he chose Miami. And he chose in a vision from Mario Cristobal, and he's seeing that vision come to life.
Yep.
How do we feel about College Station?
I'm excited. I obviously, we were talking like we'll give Joe credit for having the faith this entire time.
He did. He was humble about it today. I was shocked.
He was. Yeah. I think because deep down he's
surprised.
He's surprised.
He's just an optimist at heart. Yeah.
But I will say yesterday I was just kind of thinking like if Miami were to somehow get into this thing, okay, I do not think that there is a single team in the country that is clearly better than us. I think that's like a long-winded way of saying it. I think we're one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah,
I think
the parity
this roster
is
super
very
talented.
small.
Yeah, it is. And I just, if you look at we've been missing this for so long. It's like, and we talk about it when we go to the games because Garrett talks about it talked about it with Joe, his time at Clemson. And it's like, you can use your eyes and you can look at the team. You can look at the roster, and you can do this with Georgia. You can do it with Alabama in the Nick Saban era, Clemson in the Dabo Swinney era. And you know that this team is physically gifted enough to compete with anyone.
Yeah.
And I just think that's where Miami's roster is at now. And so I'm thinking if we get in, I think we got a shot. So I took the Canes at plus 6,000 to win the national championship yesterday.
You might as well.
I think we're plus 2,000 today.
Really?
So I love the value that I got there. And I say all that to say I've already rushed to the book and laid the 4 for the game. And I like the Canes. I like how we stack up. I think A&M is built kind of similar as us, and obviously it being a road game, I think they deserve to be favored. But I like the Canes in this spot, and I'm really excited. I'm more nervous about this game than I would be for Ohio State in the next round. Obviously,
God, I want that game.
I'll be
so
licking
bad.
my chops.
I want it so bad.
Miami fans will be dying for that game. I mean, absolutely dying for that game.
Like that, I'm just so thrilled to be here. Like I want to win. Obviously, I want to win this whole thing, and I want to show that we belong. But I truly already believe we belong. I'm not like this. This isn't like our 2017 year, and we talked about this, at length, but this isn't like that year where you were just like, well, what are we going to look like when we play like a legit team? No, we've seen it. Like Notre Dame was a legit team. And yeah, like you said, Kurt, like we passed the eye test when it comes to size and physicality. I mean, we look like a team that belongs. And I look at every single team. We got this bracket pulled up in here. I look at every single team, and every single team in this bracket is beatable. Yeah, obviously there's some teams that are, playing well right now. They've consistently had, great recruiting classes like Miami. You look at Ohio State, you look at Georgia, like those are your two big dogs, I think, in my opinion, of teams that have consistently been good. But you look at Georgia, and that's like they had a great performance against Alabama, and I should have kicked Alabama out, but it didn't. But also you look at the week prior to that, and like they go, pound for pound with Georgia Tech and almost lose that game. Like it's these, and Ohio State loses to Indiana. Indiana's a great team, and Kurt Cignetti's an incredible coach, but also just shows that it's like no one's this world beater. No one is 2001 Canes or one of these these great teams, a 2019 LSU or 2013 FSU. No one's gonna any of these teams this season. Like everyone is completely beatable. And I'm not like, so I see some Canes a little bit upset with the path, but I'm thrilled with the path. Like the path's never going to be easy. What does Howard Schnellenberger say? Like you got to play the best teams if you want to be the best. Mm-hmm. You're never going to have an easy track into the playoffs unless you're Oregon. Looking at theirs is a little more simple. But I'm thrilled with it. I would love. I don't want to look ahead from Texas A&M, but I'm not playing. But I would just love to play Ohio State. Gosh, that would be nice.
Yeah, I will say though, I don't know if what you were getting at there or not, but I'm happy that we're on the opposite side of the bracket as Texas Tech. I think that's another team that just matches. I mean, what a great roster.
Yeah.
They've got a great,
exciting
really
whites,
solid quarterback. And yeah, that's a good team. That's a really good team.
Shows that NIL works. Indiana's the example of it as well. If you find the right, system with it. I mean, it's worked for Miami, and it's worked for every team in this bracket. But Texas Tech, absolutely came out of nowhere this season. Filled in the blanks with a couple of ACC players, and a UCF player, and they're pretty solid. I was impressed with watching them play BYU. I want to see them play more non-Big 12, competition. I'll be very interested seeing them against most likely Oregon to see how they look. Yeah. But the tough thing is you just like don't. All these lines are going to be small. Like nothing. I don't really see a blowout other than Oregon, JMU, and then Ole Miss, Tulane.
Yeah, Ole Miss, Tulane's interesting. It's obviously they blew out Tulane already this season, but
did they already play
without Lane Kiffin? Yeah, it was like 50-20 or something.
This other than Miami, Texas A&M, then this is kind of like not a great first round. Because
I think
who truly wants to watch Bama, Oklahoma again?
I think I'm with you. I'm glad it's a noon game, but I think that was another just like what a huge miss.
Yeah,
why would that not be clearly the biggest game of the weekend? Or it would have the most eyes on it.
Yeah,
it's not Alabama. I think by far it's not even close. Alabama, Oklahoma, no. JMU, Oregon,
and that's the night before.
Miss, not even close.
They gave Oregon, JMU the spot over us. And the other one too. Yeah, I guess Alabama, Oklahoma's the night before. Yeah.
Thanks, I get. Thanks, but I don't know that really makes sense.
No. None of the scheduling in general made sense. We were actually when I originally looked it up, we were supposed to be the 7:30 slot, and they took it away. So for some reason, but
okay. Right.
But listen, you don't want to play whoever wins, Miami or Texas A&M. Ohio State's coming off a loss, and so they're going to be angry. But obviously, you're always going to be angry and hungry coming into the college football playoff. Like these are playoff games, but that's just going to be just a great matchup. So
do you buy like what's the feeling on buy or no buy? Do you think we have the advantage of playing a game And I guess we skip conference
100%.
championship week, but as far as the playoff goes, now
Yeah. No, I'm a believer in it because, listen, we're going to have, at the end of the day, we're going to have, 3 weeks between our last game and playing Texas A&M.
Yes.
So there's already this, break. So, no, I would take that, honestly, any day of the week, barring, our players staying healthy.
Yeah.
But
we'll get healthy.
Yeah.
Or we will have gotten healthy with.
Right. There's even a chance Keontae Scott's back. I read that today. Which would be huge. So no, I would take that. We saw it last year. Teams come out rusty. They have not played in a month half the time, in that first round, or in that second round. So no, I would absolutely take that. And honestly, that was what made me sick so much, thinking about this Miami team not being in this playoff, because we have looked like a playoff team. This is such a good team. We have first round talent on offense and defense. And I just couldn't fathom the idea that this was going to be Ruben Bain's last game, that his last game was going to be against, Pitt. I'm blanking already.
Yeah.
I couldn't fathom that. So I'm just so happy to see these players strap up again in Miami Hurricanes uniform.
That's very true. Because we touched on the Mario Cristobal aspect, but 100% salute to these players. We've got some guys on this team that absolutely deserve this. What a wild ride. I mean, Ruben Bain was a recruit at the Middle Tennessee State game.
Oh,
I mean, I how could you not be just thrilled for the guy? I mean, just through and through. I even look at a guy like Akeem Mesidor transferring over from West Virginia, and it's he's been here for 3 years now.
Battled injuries.
And he's hung tough. Mark Fletcher, I think, is a guy who he's gotten action early, but he's battled through injuries, and he's had to work his way up. And I mean, listen, there really is, for all of the attention that we've gotten with the portal, there are so many guys on this team. CeCe Maui Noah is another one. Big Inez Cooper, another one of my guys.
I'm so
Love
happy
Inez
for him.
Cooper. Markel Bell was a community college kid who's been here for 2 full seasons now. And I think when he first got here, he was 6'9", 320, but he stunk. Yeah, and I think he's a legitimate left tackle now. So it's
I'm trying to find
really
his
cool.
Instagram story today, but Markel Bell it's just the man is. You ever watch Game of Thrones? He's literally the mountain in Game of Thrones. He's the mountain for the Miami Hurricanes. But he made a post today being fired up. But yeah, just so happy for these guys. And it was super cool today as well, seeing guys like Deion Bush, Michael Pinckney, they're tweeting and just these guys were highly touted recruits and went through it. With us with the Canes. Did not play on amazing teams.
Yep.
Had their own heartbreaks and were great Hurricanes. And it's just cool now we can all just come together and just be so happy for this team.
Yeah. Yeah. I see Scott Patchen sometimes.
Yeah.
Colin McCarthy.
Colin McCarthy's vocal on Twitter. He'll let you know.
Yeah, he is. No, this is cool. I think we need to call this game too. I'm surprised I hadn't seen any talk about this on Twitter yet. Maybe I just missed it, but I think we need to call that. This is the We Beat Notre Dame Bowl. Right?
Yeah, 100%. I saw that's alluding to my best of X, but I'll find it now. Someone said, "Oh, let me see if I can find it." I forget exactly. I can't find it, but it was basically this game is the official designation of who was Notre Dame's best loss. Is basically how this game's going to be framed. It's such a good point.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
But yeah, and then
believe this.
I also saw a story this is getting way ahead of the line, but we're just happy to be here. We're excited. I will look ahead because it's just happy to even be in the conversation. But if you could think about the story that this playoff run could have is you first have Texas A&M handle them. Then you have Ohio State. If you beat them, that's revenge, obviously, for 2002. Then you play Georgia, the Carson Beck revenge game. And then what's the chance that Oregon makes it all the way? And then you have Miami, Mario Cristobal facing Oregon. Like the storybooks couldn't write that. So
that kind of freak me out if that became the path. Wow.
It would be beautiful.
Gosh.
Obviously some gauntlets to get through before that, but it'd be a cool story. I mean, I'm super happy for Carson Beck too, like talk about a guy that, after the Louisville game was just getting dragged through the mud, even before this season, getting dragged through the mud. And now he's in the playoffs and he's got an opportunity to make a run with a new team. And I mean, he's looked extremely solid since, that terrible Louisville 4-pick game. People like to bring up his interceptions against SMU. Yes, he had one pretty bad one, but the other one was a tip pass that went to another player.
Yep.
So super happy for him as well. And all of our transfers.
Yeah.
They bet on the Canes. I mean, obviously they made money, but they believed in a vision as well and seeing it come to fruition.
I think, and that does remind me of, obviously National Signing Day was this past week as well. And that was a huge win. I mean,
it was methodical.
It was a boring day.
Yeah.
And we say that in the best way.
Yeah.
I mean, 29 of 29 commits ended up signing. It's unbelievable. I mean, I think it's astonishing. And now that we make the playoff, I think what that does now is that just bolsters, it emphasizes, for guys when the transfer portal opens up eventually. I think we're recruiting for them, and it's like
100%.
We're gonna do this thing.
No,
and I think once you break that seal, it's just kind of. I think. Do you think the coaches and the players are gonna play with that same aggressive mentality that we had to get here?
You gotta hope so, and I honestly,
that's what I think. I think we kind of broke the seal here.
I truly think this whole season kind of changed Mario in a sense of just getting realizing no one's giving us the benefit of the doubt. Now, given there's no more committee, right? You just got to win your game, so it'll be interesting to see. I hope we still have that same aggressiveness, and I think we will. I mean, you just saw. I mean, and Mario, talked about it. I mean, politician Mario this past couple weeks, I've never seen that man smile once on camera, and he's been smiling all week, and he's just talking about our points and stuff. And then immediately today, he gets back on the interview, and he corrects Reese Davis on a question that he gave him, no smile from Mario. And I'm like, all right, he's back. He doesn't have to, pitch anything anymore. Yeah. Oh God, I can't remember. I was like, I can't remember where I'm going. But I think we saw he kept talking about it in all of his interviews this past week about how this team has vastly improved in this back half of the season. And we have we're finally playing. We were playing a little bit of complimentary football in the beginning of the season. It was iffy. It was we were still shooting ourselves in the foot. But then you saw these last 4 games pure. Complimentary football, and I think Mario's going to want to capture that and keep it going. So I like to think he's going to keep it rolling.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, feels great. It feels great. I could stare at this bracket all day.
I know.
It's good to just be in it,
I can't believe it. I mean, I just can't say it enough. I did not think that we were going to get in.
No, I was out of it, and Joe, I'll give him credit because he's not here. He kept saying, he's there's still a chance. No, Alabama winning, this might act, or Georgia winning, this might be good for us. I'm like, no, they needed to be an egregious loss for them to drop, and then they did end up dropping, but Joe stayed optimistic, and I was looking at the odds. I was looking at how the country was talking. I was looking at the fact that the committee put us at 10-12 last week, and they didn't care, and even outright said they didn't really care. But something beautiful happened today at 1 p.m. Wherever that hotel was where Miami fans were flying the banners around.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Kurt, will you be going to the Texas A&M game?
It's not in the cards for me this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Not unfortunately. Yeah. No, I obviously I would love, I've been wanting to go to College Station for a number of years. So what a cool opportunity, that would be, but I will not be making the trip.
I will not be either. I'm visiting Joe, so I'm a hypocrite even asking that question. But we'll be watching it from New York. But honestly, man, if we start making a run, we're gonna have to start looking. We're gonna have to start talking about some dates.
Yeah. What's goes Cotton Bowl? I know obviously the national championship is down here. It's at Hard Rock Stadium, so it's a home game.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We'd go Cotton Bowl, Fiesta Bowl.
Okay.
It's so interesting how it works. It's
okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I anticipate a great showing by the Canes in College Station. We had a great show in 2022. With fans that went to that game.
I think looping back to when we were talking about the brand earlier, and if people are gonna hate us, I do think that there's the contingency where we're still like the cool team.
Yeah.
And Miami being good, you start to see the U pop up everywhere.
It's good for college football. And frankly, it's like, I mean, do I like seeing FSU lose? Yes. But that's another program where it's like, it's good for college football when like Miami and FSU are good. Like when these programs that are just down, they're getting beat up. It's like, you don't always want that. There's things that are good for the college football brand, and Miami being up is definitely one of them. And there was a point in time, frankly, that I just didn't know. I'm like, are we falling to the world of Nebraska's, and are we going to be able to climb ourselves out of this? And Mario Cristobal has done, dare I say, the climb. 5-7 year one, 7-6 year two, 10-3 year three, and then in year 4, 10-2 with the college football playoff berth. Huge. You got to. Oh, I'm so happy for that man. I mean, talk about a guy who deserves it. Man bleeds orange and green, and he's dealt with a lot from the days of Middle Tennessee State to the knee against Georgia Tech to last year in general, 21-0 against Syracuse. Like, the man has dealt with a lot. He hasn't washed that veteran shirt since he got it against Stanford. He's wearing it again today. And he has put his blood, sweat, and tears in this program and finally seeing fruits of his labor. So it's pretty sweet.
Yep.
All right.
Sure is.
We're going to go into our you got anything else to say before we go into Lock of the Week? Any final words?
I think we'll get with Joe this week about nailing down a preview show, and obviously, we'll spend some time digging into Texas A&M.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's going to be a fun game. Texas A&M is a solid team.
Oh, yeah.
I think we match up pretty well.
Yep.
They're good in the trenches. It's going to be a really fun game. Excited about that one. All right, cool. All right, best of X. Or sorry, not best of X. Our Lock of the Week. Joe finished out strong. Just an incredible performance by Joe this year. 10-4. He ended the year. So kudos to Joe. If you ran with Joe this season, you made some money. Joe took Georgia 2.5 at Bama, and you know how that one went. Handedly covered that one, 28-7. I took North Texas negative. They were giving 3 at Tulane. Tulane won that one. Sorry. I think I did that for my I think I did that for my own
that was a heat check.
Yeah, definitely a heat check. Yeah, what was I? I was on a round of 5 in a row. It just didn't happen. Those conference championships are hard. They're very hard. So finished the season 8-6. I'll take it in the green. And Kurt, you ended with a win. You're on a 4-game skid, and then we ended with a win. We love to see that. Took Texas Tech 11.5 versus BYU, and they covered that pretty well as well. They are a hot team. You're all right. Texas Tech is a hot team. On paper, you look at it on the bracket, and you're like, oh, I would like to take Texas A&M, but you are right. Like, it's a hot team. That's and they play complementary football as well. That defense is very good.
Yep.
A very good defense.
Yep.
Well, beautiful. All right, well, we'll close out with best of X. I mean, there's a plethora of things that we could pull from Best of X. Meltdowns all around the country. Joey Galloway just in shambles. Heather Dinich in shambles. Notre Dame bailing out of the bowl. It's just been, there's been too much content. We didn't even get into it. I don't have much to say about it, frankly. You know, do you have any thoughts on it? We can talk about it super quick.
I'll just quickly, like, football used to teach young men, you know, things about life, right? And I just, I don't think, I think this is even, you know, obviously this is on a different level than even like a star player sitting out who's going to the draft. This is like a team being like crossing their arms across their chest,
yeah,
you know, or you know, it's my ball and I'm taking my ball home with me. I'm going home. You know, it's that sort of thing where it was obviously an emotional response in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
They sent out the little post, and I don't know, man. I think sports is an amazing teacher of life. And I think the role of a coach in particular is one that has incredible value. And I'm just, for whatever it's worth, I'm a little even disappointed in Marcus Freeman, you know, that he struck me as a different guy than that.
Yeah.
And I just, there are so many benefits. There's so many positives you can get out of that bowl game.
100%.
That I can't, it really does bother me, to be honest. And it's actually like kind of, I wanted to pound the tables for Notre Dame and be like, they got hosed and this is ridiculous. And it's really softened me up where I'm like, all right, that's just really lame. You pouty little whiners, like, you know.
Yeah, no, it showed a sense of entitlement. But frankly, their whole pitch to the College Football Playoff Committee was a sense of entitlement, having a head-to-head loss over Miami, but still somehow pitching yourself over them. Like, that's entitlement
that's
to a
good
T.
point.
So I wasn't shocked when I saw it. Is kind of, but I totally agree. You have players that want to get tape on film. The bowl experience is a fun time. It's a special time for players. Like, it used to mean something. Obviously, I know it doesn't mean anything as much anymore, but it's like, you know, a week in Orlando for the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Like, we've been there. It's a good time.
Yeah.
And it's a good time for the players. They go to Disney, they go to Universal, like they have a good, and you have you have freshmen that were maybe thinking, oh, I'll finally get a shot in a game. And you also have, you know, seniors that they're going to be, you know, financial analysts next year. And they didn't realize that playing Stanford at 10:30 p.m. was going to be their last college football game. Like they did not realize that. And so I totally agree. Like I would honestly understand it more if this decision came in like a week. And like maybe you do have to like accept it, but like to just right off the bat, like we're not playing. Like come on. Like you could not have actually, you know, genuinely confided in your team and come to a full team decision in that amount of time. Like you said, heat of the moment. Like they were just trigger happy with that. So yeah,
I think
totally
you make
agree.
a great point. And I think, you know, the longer winded one but just it's worth bringing up is like, is bowl season in general dead? And I think the answer is probably yes. Yeah. Which again is just, it's all a shame. There's, like we said, there's still a lot wrong with college football, but the Miami's in the playoffs, so it's kind of like, all right,
you guys figure it out. We got something to do. Like it's ridiculous that if you win the national championship as Miami, you're also the Cotton Bowl and Fiesta Bowl champion. Like it doesn't make any sense. But hey, you know, I'll take it. All right, you got a best of X?
I have a couple, and my first one is it's going back a couple days, and it's, you know, it was on the heels of Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, saying that he thought the SEC should have 7 teams,
unbelievable,
in the playoff. The gall of that guy. but this one's from Brad Powers, and I just thought that this was awesome. It's funny to think about the whole SEC narrative, right? But it says he said, I don't think the ACC is any good. With that being said, Florida State killed Alabama, Louisville killed Kentucky, Clemson beat South Carolina, Miami killed Florida. Okay, I'm sorry, but Clemson killed South Carolina too.
Yeah.
All by 2 touchdowns or more.
Yeah.
The Clemson-South Carolina game was the closest game. Georgia Tech only lost by 7 to this Georgia team.
At the very end.
The SEC championship.
Yeah,
at the very end. And
no, 100%.
The narrative. How many people even college football fans, do you think have a legitimate understanding of where? Again, I think the SEC is the best conference, but to sit here and act like it's the SEC is pro football and the rest of us are playing, FCS. It's just, it's ridiculous.
No, I mean 5 out of 12 is ridiculous to begin with.
Yep.
Especially when you have one Big 12 and one ACC. Like, given we know what happened, but those conferences, but if 5 out of 12 is ridiculous, as for 7 out of 12 is just like it's bad for the sport. It's simply bad for the sport, and talk about a sense of entitlement. I mean, I think the country's grown tired of it, though. Like, when you do look at the country and what they're upset about with this bracket announcement, it's not Miami. It's how did Alabama stay at 9? That was the big question. Because, frankly, it just didn't make any sense. But, hey, we're number 10 and we're in, so I'll take it. Mm-hmm. My best of X is a mix. I've already alluded to it, but it's just Joey Galloway immediately after the reaction. Just his first comment is, "This was strange. This is very strange to me." Looking upset and about to cry, and then Heather Dinich and Reese Davis goes, "Your hands are together. It's like you were praying for something different." Or he said, like, where he won something different. That's what he said, and it was such a good comment because there's truth to it. Heather. Yeah. I don't understand what her role is. It's like she's the insider with the College Football Playoff Committee, but obviously she was just throwing like darts at a board and was hoping that was what it was going to be. And I think that's that reaction right there. They weren't giving her any information. There was no information.
No.
Oh,
I liked this one. I saw it got favorited on the account, so I don't know if it was you or Joe, but it was the Mike Golick Jr. tweet that said, "The best part about college football is when something bad happens to your team, everyone texts you like a family member died."
I did not see it. Joe must have liked that one. Yeah. No, I get the total opposite. I get everyone piles on and just makes it 10 times worse. Like, I got some congratulations for this one, but you better believe, like, when the Georgia Tech thing happened 2 years ago, like, I got many more texts for the Georgia Tech debacle than I did for Miami making the playoffs today. I
always still get when Miami loses, the ensuing 20 to 30 minutes, phone calls and text messages from people. I'm just like, it never ceases to amaze me.
Well, Canes fans, you deserve this. We deserve this. Oh, yeah. It has been a long, long time for us that your Canes genuinely have a shot at making a national title run. It sounds strange to say. Even when I was telling it to my wife today, why I was so happy, I'm like, it feels crazy to say, but we have a shot. Like, we can win all, and we are in it.
Yep.
Well, we got to win 1, 2, 3. Give me 4 games. 4 more games with this team. I'd take this roster over, I'd say anyone. I'd take the Heart after that SMU game, what I've seen. I was down and out. I thought the season was over, and your Canes are poised to make a playoff run. So y'all deserve it. We will see you next week. Then we'll see you guys in College Station. We'll see you on TV. But you Canes fans, get out there. Go buy those tickets. Be loud. Weird traditions and fan base over there. Very strange. Go to the call of the night or whatever they call it. What is it? The night call or
the midnight yell.
The midnight yell.
Yeah.
Very strange. Anyways, we'll talk about that next week.
It just means more, Jimmy.
It just means more. It just means more. Go Canes. playoff-bound Canes. It sounds beautiful. Let's do it. Ruben Bain plays another game. Pound. Go Canes.